Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the Invincible Iron Man issue 13. So, this book kind of continues the problem I've been having with Iron Man recently, and that it's trying to connect to Civil War 2, but it is so far backed up that it's been like, okay, Rhodey's been dead for a while, and now we're just getting an issue that is dealing with the fallout of that, with Tony mourning how they were having the service, and he was like just having his own kind of reflection period in his lab, Mary Jane kind of feeling the calls and everything, and it's like, okay, this happened so long ago, and throughout most of this book, it's mainly with that, and him kind of interacting with Doom and all that, and there's no Riri Williams in this issue. Riri Williams is supposed to kind of take over the mantle in around October, November, I think. So in about like the next issue, that's going to be like a big thing. We've needed more characterization with her at this point. And I understand that you can do that more throughout the books, but I mean, we need more to latch onto to kind of get her into that transition period. I mean, you would think there would be a better kind of transitioning at this point to that eventuality than just, okay, we'll kind of see what's going on. Because with Bendis, at least, I liked how it started with Iron Man because I felt like I got Iron Man back. Because after the first Civil War, they had taken Tony and pretty much turned him into a dick, and they kind of ran with that. Granted, there were some runs that had kind of brought the old school kind of Tony back, with like Matt Fraction's run. It was a really good run. We got a little bit of that with Ken Gillian's, and we got kind of the more sense of Tony being Tony in Bendis. And that's why I've liked it, having Tony back being Tony. And that's kind of why I've got issues with how they do the Civil War and all that kind of stuff. But with this, it's like we need to set up who Riri Williams is as a character rather than she's going to be the new Iron Man and named Ironheart. Okay, who is she? She's an MIT student who reverse engineered Tony's armor. That's not a fully formed person. That's what she did. I kind of need a little bit more, and of course they've got other story arcs running through. I understand that, but they need to be doing more with her. I'm interested in her. I want to learn more about her, so I guess I'm just going to have to wait until they've done their whole thing. It's just a really weird way to set up the character to debut them. That's just my thoughts on it. So throughout the rest of the issue, we get some other kind of things that are going on. We get, at the start, Doom has taken Tony to see Amara, his girlfriend that he let think he had died, and we kind of see the fallout of that. And we also get more intriguing stuff. If they had been doing with Riri what they've been doing with Doom, I'd be a lot more excited, because with Doom, we don't know what his endgame is. He's been a villain most of his life, and we know that he's going to be an infamous Iron Man. I want to see what his endgame is. He's calling himself Tony's best friend. Doom is messed up. What does him being a best friend to somebody even entail? That's the kind of cool stuff that I'm ready to learn more going through this book and an infamous Iron Man. And he took her to Amara. They kind of talked things out. And of course, she's ticked off at him for pretending he was dead. But that kind of comes with the territory of being a superhero, that kind of stuff usually happens. So, yeah, it sucks. But you don't have to be kind of like that completely about it. You just be like, listen, it kind of sucked, okay? Because they kind of write her a little bit more harshly, in my opinion, because she made the dig because he said that his best friend died, and she said, are you sure? And with Tony, I'm glad he walked out at that. I'm like, that is completely uncalled for, okay? Because superheroes' friends die and stuff. Now, granted, what Tony was doing was stupid as well, but he was kind of doing it in a kind of undercover way to get at other villains, and people are like, okay, it takes kind of a lot to take down Tony. We'll have to see what's kind of going on. So then we get more panels of him like reminiscing about Rhodey, and they did a really good job in my opinion. Granted, I would have liked more an issue just to completely deal with this on its own, because that's a deep relationship. Tony and Rhodey and what they've done and how they've grown together and everything, and this is really affects Tony. And it was really good to see the emotion and everything written with that. Art style was still kind of weird. I've really been weird on this artist because I feel that other people would do better with armor face and all that. It's serviceable, but it's still good with that. And then at the end, we get Doom coming in, and Tony, of course, has now gotten he's like, "Ha! I've caught you in a force field that'll stop you from anything. Tell me what your game is. Give me answers." And I'm like, good. Let's see what's going on with Doom. That's the kind of cool stuff. See where this is going, because this has felt kind of directionless, because what started off pretty cool with the biohack ninjas got completely taken over by Civil War 2. So now we're kind of going back on pace of what's going on, because I think the answers that Doom's going to give are going to set Tony off in a different path, and that's why they're going to need like 2 different Iron Men to complete the task, because he's going to, I think, hand off the task of protecting the world to Riri. But Doom's like, while Tony goes off and does whatever he needs to do with whatever Doom's talking about, but Doom's like, I can be the Iron Man and try and do it his way. Which then would have been a kind of interesting thing, in my opinion, for them to go forward with these 2 Iron Men, Iron Man and Ironheart, kind of doing their thing and possibly doing team-ups and stuff, but it doesn't look like it's going to go that way, since they're going to split them off into old camp of maybe dick heroes and the supposed great young heroes, who hopefully will be shown that the older heroes can help them. They just need to get out of their own way sometimes, or get out of the ways of their writers. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.